chill na nakapisay.
What up, loved ones? What it do? Spotty Young right here. You know where I'm from. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're into real shit only, watch this video. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, we got the homie, man. Tony from Texas,
Hey,
man. Yeah, he's about to lace us up about what's going on over there and shit. You know what I mean? And what's the deal with Texas, though? You know what I'm talking about? So, hey, homie, to those who don't know,
good.
let them know about yourself and shit.
All right, what's blessed, homeboys? Welcome to the interview. Play 16, that's the name of the channel. I'm gonna talk about Texas politics and just prison politics in general. In Texas, we have a big gang. It's called Tango. Tango Blast is the one that dominates the whole prisons. Every unit, they got the most numbers. Tango stands for town. Also, city, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston. That's what Tango stands for. And as you know, you're from California, they use the word blast as for shooting. In Texas, in prison, is blasting your active. If they blast you in, they're gonna jump you in. So they give you a 45 and you can start blasting. It's like they play with words like that. They give you a quota check. It's a heart check. They call it a quota check here in Spanish. Quota for corazon, for a heart. I didn't go through that. I was a different tango, a tango from Mexican nationals, Tango Mexicles. We are paisas in the feds. When I was in federal custody, I rolled with the paisas. Hence, my channel is Playa 16 because I'm right now living in Playa del Carmen, close to Cancun. So instead of Paisa 16, it's Playa 16. That's what the name is about. My name is Tony, though. I did only 2 years in a Texas prison. I ended up doing time in the maximum security penitentiary. And then after that, I got deported and I tried to cross back through Texas again. Ended up doing 6 months and then got deported again and got locked up. Did 45 days in California my last time. That was like in 2015, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tango got started because they went against the old school prison families. We call them FAMAs in Texas. FAMA is short for familia. That's what we call the prison gangs in Texas, the FAMAs, familia. So like the Mexican Mafia, the Texas Syndicate, Barrio Azteca, PRM, Pura Raza Mexicana, Mexican Revolutionary Party, Texas, Chicano Brothers. They're all considered FAMAs. They're old school prison families. Tango got started so that we wouldn't have to join these gangs. That's why we have the most numbers, because all the young generations, they're joining Tango instead of the families. Yeah, when it comes to like Mexicans, though, I'm talking about the Mexican race. We call them FAMAs. You could also maybe call other gangs FAMAs, like the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas. But FAMA is a Spanish word, so we use it for FAMAs, for the Mexican Mafia, Texas Syndicate, Barrio Azteca, PRM.
Damn.
And
Yeah.
yeah, Tango got started around the 90s, and they went against the main one. They went against the Mexican Mafia from Texas, but the main one they went against was the Texas Syndicate. Texas Syndicate and Mexican Mafia were going at it with each other in the Texas prisons for domination until Tango came along, and Tango went against Texas Syndicate. So now, no, Texas Syndicate is not allowed to walk the yards by the correctional officers. They get segregated because they take flight on them. It's green light with the Tango Blast. And Mexican Mafia, they are allowed to walk on the yard with the Tango Blast, but the Tango Blast has a policy. They don't let other groups recruit, because if they start recruiting, they get numbers and it has to start all over again. So right now, Tango is dominating for that fact. They don't let other groups recruit. The Southsiders, the Lone Wolves, the Mexican Mafia, all the other groups cannot recruit people. They let them be sometimes. They let them be, but they cannot recruit. So that's how it is in Texas right now. I did 2 years, and out of those 2 years, only 1 year in the maximum security penitentiary. The rest was transfer county jail time. So that was my experience. And in the unit where I was at, they had 5 buildings. You were able to walk as a lone wolf on all 4 buildings except for one. It was building number 2. They had a gang confirmed building. In there, it was all gang confirmed gang members. Kind of like how they say it is in California. It was like that, but only in one building. It was building number 2 in this prison where I was at. They call it high security. They have a prison inside of the prison. That's what high security is. It's a SMIT unit, in La Mesa, Texas. People can look this up on Google. It's called Preston East Mid Unit. It's in La Mesa, Texas. It's a maximum security penitentiary in West Texas.
And
So
yeah,
I talk about that on my channel. I try to give a positive message. I tell everybody I do this for self-therapy, for education and entertainment purposes. So the younger community can watch my channels and avoid gang life, avoid going to prison.
and
So I
learn.
make viral titles, I make viral thumbnails, I talk about beefs, possible beefs, to get views and to get the attention for that reason, for that fact. And I watched your channel for some years now. I'm a fan of your channel. I've seen how you talk about the 16. We also use the 16 as the paisas, the Tango Mexicles, the Mexicans in Texas, when the Mexican nationals, when they have to join the tango in Texas, they join the Tango Mexicles. That's the tango for the Mexicans, the Mexican nationals.
And that's what's
They're the
up.
tango.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when they go to the feds, they ride with the Paisa card, the Paisa 16 card. You
Yeah.
know, even the Tango Blast, they use the 16 in their codes because they use Puro Tango Blast 16 20 02. 16 for Puro, pure Tango Blast, 20 for Tango, and 02 for Blast. They also use the 16 and sometimes other tangos too, like the Tango Orejon, Puro Tango Orejon from San Antonio, Texas. They use the 16, 20, 15, but it's not like a gang banging serious number. That the symbols, the tattoos, the gang signs, that's not important. What's important is that you're willing to defend your ideas, yourself. You're willing to defend yourself first. That's the ideas, anyways. But yeah, I'm not trying to promote gang life because I know that people say if they look at my views, they look at my channel, people are gonna want to go to prison. But I'm telling you, it's not a great place at all. The gang violence is extremely bad, and in Texas, the weather is really bad. The winters are super cold. They don't have what you call it, the AC on the winter. It doesn't work, and they have one fan in the day room during the summertime. So it gets really, really, really hot, bro. People have died. I've heard stories, and I believe it. They say people have got heat strokes. When I first went in, I didn't have a fan, so I do believe that. I know how it feels when it gets really, really hot in the cell with no fan, because the sun hits the wall all day. So the cell ends up being like an oven at night. The sun is not there anymore, but the cell is like really super hot. I remember I had a cellmate. Marceli was from El Paso, Texas. He was from the Chuco Tango, the tango from El Paso, EPT 915.
Yeah.
He didn't have a fan either. We both didn't have a fan in the cell. And it was funny because that dude he would get on the sink and he'd throw water in his face. And he'd throw water in the floor. And he'd throw himself on the floor like this. And it was like, Sally, you not hot? I was like, yeah, I'm hot. We don't look like it. He was suffering. But that's how it is in Texas. It gets super hot. Even in the transfer units, in the dorms, it gets real hot.
Yeah. That
Also,
that sounds
also
it sounds accurate, bro. I believe every word you're saying. This shit it sounds accurate as
you
fuck.
did more than 10 years, so I know you've been through this. You know,
Yeah.
in the transfer units, you only get fed twice a day on the weekends in Texas. Once you get the maximum security unit, you get 3 meals a day. But in the transfer unit, you only get 2 meals a day on the weekends. So that's bad too.
Yeah, let's talk about that. But let's start first. Let's give the people an idea as to who you are, where did you grow up, what
Yeah,
was it like your I don't know your upbringing, and what
right.
led you into going into the prison system in the first place. You know what I mean? Let's get into that. Like what happened? What led you going
Sure.
into there? Because you could have been a nerd, you could have been a dork, you could have, you know what I mean? We could have been all that. But we ended up
Yeah,
being, you know what I mean, a gangster. Ended up going to prison. Well, what happened? Where were you born? Where did you grow up and shit? How was your upbringing?
I feel like a nerd now. I'm doing this YouTube monetized. I got a certificate in graphic design,
Yeah,
and that's what I'm working on right now. The people that I'm working with right now, I'm helping them with the graphic design.
yeah,
Here they give me a place to stay, and they give me also food at 8 at 1 p.m. and at 8 p.m. I get a meal, a hot meal, and they gave me a place to stay. That's why I'm in the beach right now.
yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
over here by Cancun, by Playa del Carmen. That's why my channel's called Playa 16. I play with the words Playa 16 from instead of Paisa 16,
Playa.
Playa 16. I grew up in Texas, but I'm Mexican born. I was born in the state of Nuevo León. That's in North Mexico.
Yeah.
And well, my parents, they were together for a couple years. When I was young, I got brought to Texas when I was like 3 years old, and then we went back when I was like 4. I don't remember much of this, but I remember when I was like 6, we went back to the States, back to Texas. I do remember that. When I was like 7, I started going to elementary school in Texas, in Dallas, Texas. And that's where I started growing up, learning English. I grew up knowing that I was Mexican, but I grew up feeling that I was American because I went to every day I would say the Pledge of Allegiance in school.
Yeah.
In the mornings, I learned English. I made friends in school, in the elementary and even junior high. I even went to high school after a while. I started getting in trouble though when I was 13 for fighting in school. Because when I got to junior high, I started hanging with the wrong crowd. They were smoking weed. I started hanging out with the Mexicans that were gangbanging.
Yeah.
They were breaking into houses, smoking weed. I got in trouble for fighting in school, and I ended up doing a 6-month probation. I had to do 40 hours of community service and 5 hours of anger management. And by this time, though, we had moved to Arkansas. Arkansas is another state close to Texas. You got Texas, Oklahoma, and then you got Arkansas. I lived there for about a year, and I completed my probation there. So that was cool. I completed my probation. Everything was good. But then when I was like 14, when I was 13 going on 14, my parents got in trouble. My dad got arrested for a bank robbery charge. The story goes, my dad told me when he got out, his homeboy robbed the bank and his homeboy got caught. And then he snitched on my dad, so they went and got my dad. I remember this because I was with him. When the police, they stopped the car, they were asking me my name. They were asking his name. My dad told me a different name to tell the police to give the police a different name, and I did. But they ended up taking him away anyways, and they ended up taking my mom as well, even though my mom had nothing to do with it, just
Damn.
because she was married to him. Yeah, it was like they try to get her for like maybe she knew about it and didn't call the police. They try to get her like that. So they did. My mom did 6 months. My dad ended up doing 4 years. They didn't find no evidence on the bank robbery, but when they went to the house, they found 7 fake IDs that my dad had. So after that, our parents were locked up. I'm the oldest. All my siblings are American. So my sisters and my brother, they got sent to Mexico and I stayed in Dallas. And after 6 months, my mom got out. I went back to Mexico. And that's where I finished junior high. And I was already like 15 going on 16. I think I was 16 when I got in trouble in Mexico for stabbing somebody who was in the Mexican military. I didn't know he was in the Mexican military because he was not wearing uniform. When he was a civilian, I got in trouble with him because I did some graffiti in his house, and he called me out. I was on my way to the store to get some candy because my mom, she used to teach English classes to some little kids. So she was like, "Mijo, can you go to the store and get some candy for my students?" And when I went, that's what happened. That guy, he called me out and like, "Hey, come here." He was with other like 4 or 5 other guys, and they were like, "Hey, was that you who did the graffiti? Wooty woo." Well, and we ended up fighting. They ended up jumping me. I pulled out a knife and I stabbed them, and they took him to the hospital.
Yeah.
The police, they came to looking for me, but my mom, she helped me hide out. I hid out in an auntie's house, and from then I went back to Dallas, and then my life was just trouble after that. That's when I got caught for that fake green card when I was 17, because I dropped out of high school when I went back to Dallas. I was living with my dad's brother, so that's the charge that led me to maximum security penitentiary.
Damn. Just for that, you went straight to the maximum, not even in the minimum. That's
No,
crazy.
not just straight. At first, I got caught with the fake green. The first charge after when I was 17, I got caught stealing some PS2 games at a store, some movies and DVDs, whatever. And then I got probation for that. And then when I got caught for the fake green card, it was a probation violation plus a second-degree felony for tampering with government record for the green card. It was fake social. I didn't even buy it. My aunt bought it for me because my aunt was like, I'm gonna buy something so that you can get a job. And that's why I had it that day, because me and my uncle, we were looking for a job. My uncle was driving. We got stopped at a traffic stop, and then we got searched, and they found a fake green card. So I got probation again for 10 years. And then I just went back to Mexico on my own because back then, when I used to get locked up, I used to not get deported because they would ask, "Are you a U.S. citizen?" I'd be yes. So when I would sign probation, they let me go. But then I decided to go back to Mexico to go live back with my mom's. But I was going back and forth. I didn't want to have a job in Mexico. I didn't want to have a job in Texas. And I ended up turning myself in when I was 19. I didn't know I was going to do 2 years though. When I turned myself in the border,
Yeah.
I got sent to Dallas County. From the Valley to Dallas County, I got transferred. And in Dallas County, the lawyer told me, "Hey, you remember me?" I didn't remember him.
Yeah.
I was like, "Nah." He was like, "Remember I told you if we saw each other again, you'd be fucked."
Damn.
And I was like, "No, I don't." He's like, "Yeah, they're offering you 2 years." To me, it sounded like a long time, because the most I had done was like 60 days at most.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Nah, man, nah, that's too much." But he was like, "No, you have to sign it. It's the minimum. It's the minimum on this second degree felony charge." But I didn't want. I just didn't. I was like, "Nah, that's too much. That's too much." But he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna give you 2 weeks to think about it, and I'm gonna be back and think about it." So he left. I went back to the dorm. 2 weeks passed, and I got called to the cold cells to go see the lawyer again. But the lawyer did not show up. So I was all day in the cells, in the cold cells, waiting for the lawyer. He never showed up. But I'm glad he didn't show up because I was gonna say no. I was still gonna say no to the 2 years. But then later, when I went back to the dorm, I went to the law library and I studied my charge. And I learned that I had to accept the 2 years because that was the minimum. If I did not accept the 2 years, it was only going to go up.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 years. If I don't accept 4, maybe 6. So the inmates, they were telling me you need to accept the 2 years because if not, they're going to give you more time. So 2 weeks passed again, and the Lord this time he did show up, and he was like, "What's up? What you gonna do?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll sign." And he just smiled. Okay, he went in, came back with some paperwork, signed. I went to go see the judge, and 2 years I got 24 months, the sentence by the judge.
That's what's up, man.
I kind of had my hopes up because the lawyer was like, "You'll probably do 9 months," and he was like, "The judge, the judge could still not give you 2 years."
Yeah, yeah.
But then I went to go see the judge,
Maximum.
and the judge was like, "Do you have anything to say?" And I was young, embarrassed to talk. I didn't say nothing. So
Oh,
if you don't speak for yourself, you look arrogant, like you're not repentful.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in a way, I was not repentful because in my heart, I was not guilty because I grew up in Texas. I grew up as an illegal. I didn't want to be illegal. I was brought up in Texas. I had to buy. My aunt bought me a fake green card. I got caught that day. I was looking for a job. So in my heart, I was like, "This is not fair." Whatever. The judge gave me 24 months. I learned my lesson. And yeah, next time I got to speak to a judge, I spoke my truth. And that's why I only got 45 days in California. When I got caught for my second illegal reentry for trying to cross back through California, the judge told me, "You have something to say." And I spoke my truth. I spoke my heart. I told him I grew up in Texas. My dad isn't living in Texas. I didn't tell him he was locked up, but I was like, my dad's in Texas. I'm trying to go back to Texas. So the judge was like 45 days. And I had already done like almost 3 weeks. So I had a couple days left.
In
But yeah, that was
California, where's that at? Which ICE, which immigration detain? What area was
it
that?
was it was in the Southern California, Imperial County.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
Yeah, yeah.
I got close to Calexico.
All right.
So I got sent to Arizona, and from Arizona, I got deported back to Mexico.
Mm. I think that's the same Arizona I went to and shit.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I think we had orange suits. I don't remember. This was like 2015,
Yeah.
long time ago. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Yeah, bro. So let's talk
And
about
you know, I signed deportation for life that time.
yeah.
But you know, ain't nothing a good lawyer can't fix. I'm not trying to go back to the States right now, but I want to go visit other countries.
Yeah.
You know, coming down here to Cancun, I I had never got on a plane before. Only when my parents brought me to the States, they brought me on a plane one time, and this was my first time riding an airplane on my own. This was last year. I came down here to Cancun, Playa del Carmen area. This was the best choice I ever made. Now, you know, I've had girlfriends now from Europe, from Switzerland, black women, white women. This never would have happened in North Mexico, where I'm from. This, yeah, this is more variety. It's like people from all sorts of different places
You got the
here in this
spot,
area.
man. You're on the right
I
spot.
love it here.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave.
That's
If I leave, if I visit, I want to visit other countries. You know, I just want to visit other countries.
yeah.
I'm close to Belize. I went to Belize a couple months ago, so that's the only country I visited: Belize, Mexico, America.
That's
But
what's
yeah, I'm
up.
down with Donald Trump. I don't know what's your stance on the politics. I'm down for Gulf of America against the criminal organizations. I don't want Mexico to be like Iraq, like all these criminal organizations over here. But I respect everybody's point of view. You know, my ex, she's black. She don't like Trump. She's I never speak to politics with her, but
Yeah.
I just that's my stance. I feel like he's a businessman and America is like a business. So you know, you and me, we felt that because we were in the system.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have all caps, all capitals on our names. It's another number. And politicians or prison owners, they get money for whatever. You know, it's a business. So
The business. Yeah.
I just feel like Mexicans that are not working, they should come back to their country, back to here. It's great over here, Cancun. You know what I'm saying? It's great over here. Come over here and live.
Let them know, man.
Especially
Let them know.
English.
Yeah.
Especially if you speak English, you could get a good job, a good paying job somewhere over here. That's not what I'm doing, but I am using my English though
Yeah.
as a freelancer.
That's what's up, man.
I'm not working for no corporation right now, using my English, but I might will in the future. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
if I end up having a relationship or something, I might get into a corporation or a hotel or something, a business.
It's interesting, bro. Let me just give you a quick background. Why you see me
Babe.
getting tattooed 116%, you know what I mean? And shit
Yeah,
like
I love
that.
that, man.
Yeah, that's
That's
not
that's what we represent because I'm trying to transform it into something positive.
yeah.
I'm not gang banging 16. I'm just representing because you know Paisas they use the 16 because it's the 6 P, the letter P is the 16 letter in the American alphabet,
Yeah.
right? But also the September 15 and September 16 is like Mexico's Independence Day.
Ah, okay.
So that's why they also use it. But the reason is because it's the letter P. And for me now, P it stands for the prison that I've been through, but
Yeah.
also the paradise and the peace that I am now searching, that I am now
Experiencing.
transforming to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, man. So just a little
Yeah.
quick background why it was why I also banging the P. Yeah.
Yeah.
P because our peoples are called Pinoys, Filipino, pares and shit, you know.
Yeah.
So in
Yeah. Yeah. I also use the P.
yes,
Yeah.
sir. In
Yeah.
California, bro, when I was a little kid, I've been to CYA, California Youth Authority. It's like the prison for the little kids. And
Yeah.
I was locked up with a
I,
bunch of
I bet that
norteños.
shit was rock and rolling.
Yes, yeah. And then there's Norte, there's a
Yeah, because a bunch of
Norteño
youngsters. Yeah,
Mexican. He got a tattoo of a big ass 114% Buster, right? And we're
oh
little
yeah, because
kids. I'm like 15, 16. I'm like, what does that mean? Oh, 114% for the
yeah,
end, for the
yeah, because
end.
of the end.
And then
Yeah,
Buster. But why you dissing yourself? It's just like, it was just
yeah,
his humor, you know what I mean? Because it was like
yeah. He
that.
was just proud of being from the countryside of whatever of California.
Yeah. So I go to prison, the real prison, CDCR. And then that's when
Yeah,
people, you know what I mean? They started 113%, 114% for the Norteño, and then the Paisas, they got the
yeah,
116%. You know what I mean? They
yeah,
also, because they're banging P. But
yeah,
where I'm coming from, bro,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not gang related and shit. The 16 for me is
Exactly.
it's not gang. It's just in California. It's just about your peoples now. It's about your race. So so basically the 113 is for the M for the Mexican Mafia, and then the 14 is for the N for the Norteño, and then 16 for me is for my people
For your
for the
people.
P.
For your
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
That's what it. That's what it is for me too.
yeah, yes sir, yes sir.
Definitely, because it's Playa 16. But now I'm also saying that it's for yeah. It used to be my people or prison, the P for prison,
Yeah,
but now it's like peace,
and
paradise, or
paradise. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, yeah. So it stands for a lot of things for you, but right, but like in in
it
in
stands for people. Yeah,
in in
my people. Yeah,
in California, bro, I was gonna ask you about that because it's different California and Texas, right? But in California
yeah,
prison, what you have is the prison gangs are basically, you got the Woods, you got the skinheads, you got Nazis, Nazi
yeah.
lowriders,
The
you got
president.
the Soreño, Mexican Mafia, you got Norteño, Nuestra Familia, you got Bulldogs, you know what I mean? You got
Yeah.
the
Oh shit.
Crips, Bloods, Bay Area.
Y'all full of gangs too, huh?
You got that stuff. But on ours, if you're Asian like me, you go with the other card. That's what the prison call us. But the homies, they don't
Oh,
like to be called others. They called Asian Islander card. So that's where I belong to. And then the Asian
okay.
Islander card is also consists of so many fucking different kinds of Asians and Islanders, Samoans, Tongans, Hawaiians, Fiji, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Cambodians,
For sure.
Laos, all kinds of shit, right? And then for us,
Yeah.
we're called the pares for the Filipinos, pare,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Pinoy. So we bang in the P. So when we do our burpees, it's always on the 16 burpees. When we do our
Yeah.
pull-ups, everything's 16 for us.
That's how the Pisces do it.
Yes, sir. Same thing.
Yeah.
That's our that's our
116 burpees. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, so I know that Texas, like you said earlier, it has a rich story of the Mexicans. So the Mexicans in California is different from the Mexicans in Texas, right? So what
A bit.
happens? What happens when the Soreño or Mexican mafia from California, or even in Texas? I'm sure they got Mexican mafias in Texas too. When they go to the Texas prison, what happens to them? Well, I mean, where do they belong to?
Uh, like I was telling you at the beginning of the video, bro, Mexican mafia does walk in Texas.
Yeah,
They just don't recruit.
they're just not allowed to recruit.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing. I mean, maybe they in the feds because they have federal prisons in Texas.
Yeah,
So maybe I'm pretty sure there has to be a unit, a building somewhere where the Mexican mafia members are getting sent to. So maybe there they can recruit.
but not in the state.
Not in the state penitentiary, no.
Okay. So what do you call this?
And Texas Syndicate is not allowed to walk if they're active. It's a green light. The Texas Syndicate prison gang.
They have a
They
green
used to
light.
be enemies with the Mexican mafia from Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but why did the Texas Syndicate ended up getting a green light from who, and who's supposed to take off on them? Everybody?
The Tango Blast.
Tango Black.
Yeah. Because remember, if I was like I was telling you at the beginning of the video,
Yeah.
Tango stands for town.
Yeah.
But we got so many members now that they got different factions or chapters or whatever
Yeah.
for every city. And 4 cities came together and they made an alliance. They call it the Four Horsemen Alliance.
Oh.
The Four Horsemen Alliance, and it's Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, and Houston. And they are the original Tango Blast.
Yeah.
And you also got tangos from El Paso, Texas, the EPT 915. I don't know if you heard of pachucos. It's like a Mexican style. They use the suit, the hat, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
They call this tango the pachucos, the chuco tangos. And then I guess because they used to use that style in the free world a lot or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you got the tango from San Antonio, the orejones. They
Yeah.
use the Playboy symbol, the player symbol. It's like a Playboy bunny.
Yeah.
So that's why they call it the long ears, the orejones, tango orejon. And then you got 2 more tangos, the bayucos, which is 4 counties together in the valley. In southern Texas, they have the valley, and they got a whole bunch of cities. They got Brownsville, McAllen, Edinburgh, all these border cities, and it's called the valley. And they're the Tango Bayucos, the Tango from the valley, the Tango Bayucos. And then you got West Texas, the Huesos, the West Texas Tango. So then you got the ones from where I'm from, Mexicles, from Mexico, the Tango Mexicles. We don't have a problem with Texas Syndicate, but Tango does have a problem with Texas Syndicate.
Yeah.
When they first got started, that's why they got started. The Tango got started to go against the blood in, blood out mentality of the prison fama of Texas Syndicate and other families as well.
Yeah.
So, maybe Mexicans in California, they started the blood in, blood out mentality, the blood in, blood out organizations, the blood in, blood out gangs.
Yeah.
Where the only way to go in is by killing somebody. The only way out is getting killed.
Yeah.
Texas is changing that through Tango.
Okay.
Blast in, blast out. Once you go out, you don't have to ride with your Tango. You don't have to report to no commander, no sergeant. You don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to report to nobody. You could go back to your kids and your wife and you work, get a job, do whatever, do you. Your business, do you. Mexicans in Texas are starting that. Well, they've been starting that. They do that. So, but a lot of people don't know because everybody that goes to prison, they're not perfect. It's ex-drug dealers, ex-convicts, whatever. So, but that's what the movement got started for, so that we don't have to join the old school blood in, blood out prison families and organizations and have to bust missions that will give us more time and end up dying in prison.
Yeah.
So that's what it was made for. And Tango Blast takes flight on Texas Syndicate just because of the history they have together. Because Tango Blast got started because Texas Syndicate was the dominant prison gang, and they used to forcefully recruit Mexicans to join.
Yeah.
So Tango got started against that. They say the Texas Syndicate, the original members, got started in California.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was Texas guys in California that got together representing Texas. Yeah. And then they got over here and they formed the Texas Syndicate. That's supposedly the story on Texas Syndicate.
Yeah.
But then they got established here, so they're from here now. But then now they are getting segregated by the officers, that correctional officers in the system, because they have a ongoing green light beef with the Tango Blast. And now that there's more members joining, they gave a meaning to the word Tango. It stands for Texas Against Notorious Gangs and Organizations.
Oh,
Tango.
Yeah.
And also Blast, be loyal, always stay true. Some of them, they even go as far as to say together against negative gang organizations.
Yeah.
But a lot of members don't like that because that sounds too friendly.
Wait,
especially the old heads, the old school heads.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, that shit got started. That's brand new. Tango means town. Tango means city. That's that new shit.
Oh, let me just ask you, who's deeper right now, the Tangos or the Texas Syndicate?
No, Tangos by far, bro, because you don't just have Tango Blast, Dallas, Houston, Austin, and Fort Worth. You also got San Antonio, El Paso, West Texas, the Valley, Mexico.
Oh, damn. So they got the numbers. Yeah.
We got the most numbers out of every race, every gang, everything.
Oh shit. Okay.
But
Yeah.
also the Crips and the Bloods, we're almost always half and half in prisons. But if you count every Tango member, I think it's more of us, more Tangos than any other prison family or gang from any race or anything, any group. Because if you count the Mexicans from the El Paso, the Texas from Tango from San Antonio, West Texas, the Valley, Dallas, Houston, Forward, Mexico, it's a whole bunch of people. There's a whole bunch of members.
That sounds like the Mexican mafia where I'm from and shit, man. They
I bet.
they
I
got
bet. Yeah.
Soreños. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
No. Yeah.
got the most numbers. Yeah, so what about me? For example, I'm an Asian, and then I get locked up. I start doing time in Texas prison. Where do I belong to? Is there a Asian people in there, or is just you just have to choose from Mexican and black?
Well, Texas is a big state, so
Yeah,
they got a whole bunch of different prisons, and they run different. Every prison runs different. They got their own politics. Some tangos that are not the four cities they blast. Other tangos, it's different in every prison. It's a big state, a whole bunch of prisons, a whole bunch of different politics. But in Texas, thanks to the tango movement that got started against the Texas Syndicate,
yeah,
you are able to walk as a lone wolf because of tango. We got started so that you don't have to report to the prison families. You don't have to join. You I was part of the Tango Mexicles,
yeah,
and my speaker, he had done 10 years, and he told me we have to look out for the loners of the Mexicans, the Mexican nationals that don't want to ride with nobody.
yeah.
We have to look out for them.
Okay,
That's what he told me.
yeah,
So if anybody comes to Texas, you could be a lone wolf as long as you don't get in trouble. If you start fighting everybody, you start catching cases, maybe shanking people, you're going to get sent to them units where you have to blast, where you have to ride with somebody. And if you caught your charge in Dallas,
yeah.
the Dallas people, the Dallas Tangos are going to come check you, give you a heart check. If you caught your charge in Houston, Houston is going to come and they're going to check you. But like I said, if you don't get in trouble, you could do your time smooth.
Yeah.
Or maybe you get sent to a unit that's kind of rock and rolling a little bit. You
Yeah.
can still do your time and get out.
And so
Thanks to Tango, man.
for example, I caught time in Dallas and shit. I have friends in there
Yeah.
also. So
Bet.
if I go to prison, how many fools do I gotta fight to prove myself?
Well, you did 10 years, bro. So I know you can fight.
Uh,
Nobody's gonna want to fight you. If you go to a maximum security penitentiary,
yeah,
I heard they do it like this. They do 45 seconds. I think it's too much, but they go as far as to do 7 rounds of 45 seconds each.
damn.
So and you gotta fight two at the same time, and you cannot fold down. You gotta keep your head up.
Yeah.
That's too much, bro. They doing the most in Texas sometimes.
And
But
yeah, yeah. Ha- Have you seen
when I
this?
was there,
Yeah, go ahead.
my speaker, he told me a story about the West Texas Tangos. He said in this prison, the West Texas Tangos, they used to go too hard on their hard checks, and they had to tone it down a bit because nobody was joining them because they were beating everybody up. Yeah, and then they were getting sent to the hospitals, almost dying.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's hard. Whatever. The Tango Mexicles, the Paisas, it's a lot of country people, a lot of people from the country. They're not really no gangsters. They didn't grow up in the hoods in Dallas. So the Tango Mexicles, they're a whole bunch of Paisas. They don't want no problems. In the Tango, when I joined,
yeah,
they did not give me a heart check. They told me they were gonna give me a heart check. My speaker, he had done 10 years. He said, "Do you have boots? He gave me boots because he said, I'm gonna give you a heart check. And every day I would come out at 6 a.m. ready for my heart check.
yeah,
But it never happened because he didn't do no heart checks. There was not enough people. It was just me and him in the building. In that tank,
yeah.
it was just two Paitas, two Tango Mexicles in the whole tank. So it wasn't even enough people to do a heart check. It was just me and him.
Oh, okay. Damn.
So
Yeah.
my heart check was gonna be that whenever something came up, I had to go and do it, like a discipline or something. And something did come up. We had to discipline somebody, and I ended up getting lucky. He caught out, and the officers took him away. But my speaker saw that I was down, so he said you could get the tattoo, the Made in Mexico, the Hecho en Mexico eagle,
Yeah.
and I got it. I got that tattoo.
You got made in
But
Mexico tattoo?
yeah, the tattoo,
Oh,
because
damn.
I was gonna do the discipline on
Yeah.
that one tango.
Hey, that's a coincidence. I got a made in Philippines tattoo right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
Do y'all use the eagle though?
I got an eagle right here on my chest.
Bit.
Yeah,
That's what's
it's
up.
the Philippine eagle.
Yeah, because if you're from Texas, you could put made in Texas. If you're
Oh,
from, yeah, wherever you're from, you could put where you from.
okay. Hey, so, yeah, I got interested because I was gonna ask you, have you heard of this
I
buff
don't have
Asian? Yeah.
it doesn't say made in Mexico. It says made in Linares, which is the city where I'm originally from in Mexico.
Oh, okay, okay. It's a specific city. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna ask you, because I seen on Instagram there's this buff Asian guy, Korean, I think.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot his name, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, he got
I
some
know
good
who you're
ass
talking about.
content. Yeah, but I think
I
they
know
made
exactly who you're talking about. He
they
on Instagram. He does fitness videos.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
Tango.
They made him choose Tango or the blacks, right? Of course, he was
Bit.
more comfortable. He chose the Mexican, the Tango, and then
Yeah.
from then on, he. I think he did 7 years, and
Oh shit.
he has a lot of videos. Him, Cora check, heart check.
Oh shit. Yeah.
There's a lot of politics. It looks like it sounds like YA and shit, man. Like like but for adults, like
Yeah.
big people, like strong, big
Yeah.
people and shit.
No. Yeah. No. Yeah, bro.
You seen it?
Like I didn't even. If I would have just, if I wasn't fighting and stuff, I never would have got sent to a maximum security. I would have done my time in a transfer unit, but I was 19 years old and I wanted to fight. I wanted to prove myself. So I ended up getting sent to a maximum security penitentiary. And that's where I saw all these things, these riots, these gangs, these shankings,
Yeah.
slicing. When I was there, they said that a correctional officer had lost his life a year before because he was messing with the Tango Blast. The Tango Blast got mad. They jumped him. They threw a blanket over him so that
Yeah.
he couldn't see who was going to jump him
Yeah.
when he was inside the cell. And he ended up getting sent to the hospital, and he didn't make it.
Damn.
And also, before I got there, there was a riot between the blacks and the correctional officers because the blacks, the Crips and the Bloods, no disrespect to another race, but they went to war with the correctional officers because they felt that they being racist against them. So they stood up for
For
their
themselves.
race and they rioted against the officers. That happened like in November of 2011, I think, and I was there February 2012.
Damn, bro. Hey, so who are the most often people that go to war? Is it the blacks and the tangos, or the tangos versus the Texas Syndicate?
No, you don't see that much going on because the officers they already know it's beef. They already know it's beef. So if they know you a Texas syndicate, they're not gonna put you with Tango Blast.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Sometimes it happens, and sometimes yeah, green light or whatever. Especially in the transfer units,
Yeah.
because a lot of the Texas syndicate they don't say they're Texas syndicate, and so that's what happens. But there's always tensions between the groups. But most of the action that's going on in Texas, most of the action is house cleaning.
Oh,
House cleaning. Most
retribution.
of the action, yeah, always
Yeah.
discipline violations. That's what's always and that keeps it peaceful in a way
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
between other groups.
Yeah. Same thing. Similar also. Cleanup, car cleanup. So
Yeah, I bet.
in California, bro, we got fucking pesetas, dropouts, levas, and shit, man. They got that
I
also
heard
right
about that.
there.
I heard about that. Do we have pesetas in Texas?
Yeah, a
Not
PC
like in
card.
California, but we do. If you wanna, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't really know what that is like. I heard that you could, like, tell an officer to put you in PC.
Yeah, yeah,
And but also, you know what I heard about that?
yeah.
I heard that they don't really keep you in PC. If you wanna be PC, they'll put you in there, but then they'll just like put you back in general population. Like they don't want to deal with the paperwork sometimes.
Oh,
So there really is no PC.
right there in Texas.
I mean, I think there has to be somewhere, but we don't know about it when in general population.
But in Texas, if you want to PC up, you can still PC up, right? Or not?
Yeah, no, yeah, all yeah. You should be able to, but like I said, that's why I tell the young community, don't go to prison, don't join gangs, don't go to prison, because you get sent to a hardcore prison, and the officers don't let you PC.
Ooh,
So it's hard like that. But when I was in California, I had already done time in Texas and Mexico. When I was in California,
yeah,
I was the only Tango there. I was surrounded by Southsiders,
yeah,
but the Paisas, they let me in with them
yeah,
because I'm Tango Mexicle in Texas. So I'm basically a Paisa in California.
yeah,
And when I was in California, you had to choose a side. It was Southside or Paisa
yeah,
in the Imperial County. So I went with the Paisa side, on the Paisa side. And, this was not prison at all, bro. This was county.
yeah,
And I did a bitch ass move. I did PC move, but only because to me it was like a game. It was like, this is not real prison. I'm about to get out.
yeah.
I'm never coming back here again. So at one point, I rode a kite. It's funny because everybody. I was like the realest gangster to everybody there.
Yeah, yeah,
And then all of a sudden, the officers come and pick me up to
yeah,
put me in a cell, and that's because I told them I want to be in a cell by myself. So they were like, "So you want to go PC?" But in my head, in my mind, I didn't want to say that
yeah,
because
yeah,
I did time in Texas. So I was like, "No, I just want to be in a prison in a cell by myself." They're like, "No, we can't put you in a cell by yourself. What you talking about?" I was like, "I can't. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm just tired of I'm about to get out. Like, I'm here for an illegal reentry. I don't care about this." And they was like, "We cannot do that. The only way," like, because I said, "Just put me in a cell by myself." He's like, "The only way we're gonna put you in a cell by yourself is if you say you are in fear for your life. Are you in fear for your life?" I was like, "No, we cannot put you." So we were back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until I was like, yeah,
fuck it.
okay, I'm in fear for my life. Put me in PC. So somebody comes, like a sergeant, I guess, and he comes and puts me somewhere else. I think he didn't put me in PC at first. I think he put me in a cell with somebody else. He put me in a cell with a white dude.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was an older white dude, and we got into a fight for the bottom bunk.
Ah,
Because the officer was like, "Okay, you're on our cell 3 bottom," but
yeah.
she meant bottom row. I thought she meant bottom bunk.
Oh,
You know what I mean? She meant bottom row because there was 2 rows, top row and bottom row.
yeah, yeah,
So the first floor, that's what she meant.
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought she meant bottom bunk. So when I went in there, I tried to get the bottom bunk, and the guy was like, "No, this is my bunk," and I was like, "No, this is my bunk. She just said this is my bunk." And we got into a fight, and the same sergeant came and got me, and he put me in the hole.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
I'm not sure if they put me in the PC hole or just in the hole. I was there with some Southsiders in the hole.
Yeah, yeah,
There was like 6 other cells beside me, and there was Southsiders, and
yeah,
I was in there, and I was in the hole, and then I went to the judge, got sentenced to 45 days, got sent to Arizona, got deported. That was it. Never came back
yeah.
to the United States, America, ever again. Never got locked up ever again.
But this is how you'll know if the hole that you've been through was a PC hole, I'd say, because the active Soreños, the Mexicans, they're quiet, and then the PC, the dropouts, they're the one that's gonna be banging on your door, not trying to make you go to sleep, talk shit to your vent all day, every day, and
Yeah.
all you gotta do is just take it. If you're active, you cannot respond back. So that's how you know which one is PC is not.
Well, they were loud, but you know what made me think they were active?
Yeah,
They were like on a burpee program. They all three of them.
yeah,
They
yeah,
were doing burpees together, but they were in different cells. We were all in different cells in the hole.
yeah, yeah.
So I was like, are they active or something? Because
Yeah, those are the active ones that do it together.
so maybe
Yeah,
all this time I thought I went to PC. Maybe I just went to the hole.
yeah, yeah. That's Imperial County, right?
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask in Texas, bro, do they put people in PC if they are rapists, sex offenders, and shit like that? Because in California,
Yeah,
you can
definitely.
automatic.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So they don't put them in mainline with everybody else.
No, yeah, but like I was saying, Texas is a big state. They have so many prisons, bro. And you know what I heard nowadays?
Yeah.
They have prisons where they send them to, where they
Oh,
got those fucked up, got messed up charges.
yeah.
They'll try to put them together in a different unit or something.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, same thing, same thing. Yeah, that's just
Yeah,
crazy,
same thing in
man.
California, right? The SNY. Yeah,
SMY, yes, sir. Damn. And
it,
so, fuck, because in California, bro,
it sounds harder in California because you got a whole bunch of different gang politics and even in SNY yard they got their own gangs. So it's just like it's hell over there when it comes to gangs.
yeah, yeah, for real, man. But for me, from your
Yeah.
from the way you're letting people know about Tango, it sounds like a pretty good movement and shit because they don't have to mandatory get with the with by force like a dictatorship. They have their own movement where they're trying to give more freedom to their own people, to the Mexican nationals and shit, man. You know what I mean? They got their
Yeah.
own thing. They don't want to go under the somebody else. They just want to be free on their own.
No, hell yeah. But you know what? The message in my channel is not even Tango.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, bro, man, we started, you still have the sun in there. Now it's like there's no more sun in your background and shit, man. The paradise about to be over. Before we swing the spot, brother, I appreciate you coming through, man. Do you want to say any
I'm
personal
about to have dinner too right now at 8.
yeah,
Yeah.
any personal message out there and shit, bro? For anybody from your
No, yeah,
channel,
just
what do you want people to
stay
know?
out of gangs.
Yeah,
That's it. That's the main message because even though Tango sounds like a great movement, you come out in the free world, you're a nobody. Nobody wants to give you a job. You got all these. Maybe you don't have tattoos, maybe you don't, but you got this thing. You got this thing on your jacket now.
yeah,
So to you, you were doing the right thing or whatever. They don't know about that in the free world. They don't care. So that's why the personal message is that's the main message is don't even join Tango. Don't even go there. Do not join the gang life. Do not get sent to prison. Like I always tell everybody on my channel, I do this for self-therapy to remind myself of where I came from and where I don't want to be and where I want to go now. So it's for educational purposes and for entertainment purposes also as well. You know what I mean? Because I tell the stories, I spice them up. I only did 2 years. I got to recycle the stories, man.
yes, sir, yes, sir.
You
Damn,
you
bro.
did 10 years. You got plenty of stories. I only did 2. I gotta recycle sometimes.
It's all
I only
good.
did 2 years. Know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
how you did it anyways. It's how you did your time.
bet.
Yeah, yeah. Two
And that's why
years.
I wanna monetize a new channel, and I wanna make the channel that I got monetized. I wanna make it about food or about people, something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also a reminder: 2 years in a hardcore prison could be like 10 years in some Disneyland prison. You know what I mean? It just depends how you did your time. So
Yeah,
it's the quality. But man,
bet.
I appreciate you coming through, bro. I like your message, man. You know what I mean? Showing the kids there's another way. You ain't gotta go to
Yeah.
fucking dumbass prison
Thank you for
and
the
shit, man.
opportunity, yeah, as well, to be able to spread my message here on your platform as well, bro. And for your subscribers, also to come to my channel and my viewers to also check out your channel as well.
Hey, There you go, man. Playa 16 and shit, man. Be banging the number 16, man. 116%. I mean, appreciate you coming through, brother.
Yeah.
And with that being said, you'll know what time
Thank you
it
very much.
is. Say what you mean and mean what you say, because real recognize real, homeboy. Yeah. Out of here.
Last out.
Yes, sir.